On the battlefield, 2024 saw Russia accelerating its gains in Ukraine's eastern front. Moscow also intensified its onslaught on the country's energy system, and North Korea sent thousands of soldiers to Russia to fight the Ukrainians. Outnumbered and outgunned, Ukrainian forces have gradually ceded territory. But in August, they launched an audacious foray into Russian territory in Kursk region. They took several hundred square kilometers, but they too are gradually being forced back. Ukraine also sent hundreds of drones to attack Russian targets throughout 2024, focused mainly on the crucial energy sector and weapons facilities. And Kiev finally won permission to fire Western missiles up to a few hundred kilometers into Russia. In response, Moscow fired a new nuclear-capable intermediate ballistic missile at Ukraine. In November, Donald Trump won the US presidential election, and he has promised to end the war in Ukraine quickly.
We'll be talking to President Putin, and we'll be talking to the representatives, Zelensky and representatives from Ukraine. We got to stop it. It's carnage.
Tens of thousands of soldiers and civilians have been killed in Europe's biggest conflict since World War II. The economic cost is enormous, and the risk of escalation is rising. Russia has lowered its nuclear weapons threshold and sees itself in a fight not only with Ukraine, but with the West. The Ukraine war and Trump's return raise questions over what happens to NATO. The transatlantic alliance has been the bedrock of Western security since 1949. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Kiev is willing to negotiate a peace settlement, but he insists on security guarantees from Western partners to prevent renewed Russian aggression. President Vladimir Putin also says Moscow is willing to enter talks. Trump, meanwhile, says he will end the conflict soon. Some kind of negotiations in 2025 towards a settlement appear increasingly likely, though the timing contours are far from certain. What the United States does as Ukraine's main backer will be crucial. Will it continue to arm Ukraine? Or will it reduce or even cut military aid, weakening Zelensky and playing into Putin's hands? And what can Europe do to bolster Ukraine at a time of risk and vulnerability?